What's going on? We back. Mercy Sports Talk, talking about the Detroit Lions and the pathetic performance today, especially in the first half. They lose to the Bears of Chicago, 34-22. We dropped to 3-6, and the Bears go to 6-3. And to begin the game, it was terrible. Offense tried to come out there and build off something. The defense went out there first and gave up a touchdown to Tyreek Cohen, I believe it was. Offense came out there, looked sucky. Then Allen Robinson proceeded to score a touchdown. Then I believe, shout out to Allen Robinson, Detroit native. Then Anthony Miller proceeded to score a touchdown. Trubisky was scrambling. He was looking like Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday. He was doing what he wanted to do. And the Bears found more success through the air than they did on the ground today. That's because Darius Slay was out, and the Lions' secondary depth is terrible. Cornerback from, Shed, who gave up a touchdown, who don't know how to turn his head to play the ball, to Nevin Lawson, who never knew how to turn his head and play the ball. And the Lions' defensive backs would be in really, really good coverage. And that's been like that for like almost 10 years now, from going back to Aaron Berry and Bill Bentley and some of the other guys that played cornerback here. But they just never could figure out how to turn their head around and play the ball. That was the same today. With flashes of Alshon Jeffries and Brandon Marshall a few years ago, continuing to, dominate our cornerbacks, especially in the red zone. And Allen Robinson, Detroit native, was phenomenal today. He caught 6 balls for 132, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Miller caught 5 balls, 122 yards, 1 touchdown. Trey Burton, one of Trubisky's targets, and the Lions have been doing better versus the tight end this season. He didn't do much, 4 catches, 40 yards. Tyreek Cohen, I think Quadre Diggs laid a hell of a hit on him early on. He caught 6 balls, 29 yards, rushed 7 times, 15 yards, and they shut down Jordan Howard, who only had 1.9 carries, 1.9 per carry, with 11 carries, 21 yards. But when you able to throw the ball like they did today, it was like polar opposites. Darius Slay, impact was felt very, very tough. Glover Quinn hasn't been the same cornerback. And quite frankly, the Bears were the better team. We dominated them the last few years. But obviously, Darius Slay was missed. And obviously, you got you questioning, man. I'm going to touch on a few things about, Matt Patricia and his coaching staff. Obviously, he said Jim Bob Cooter did a good job. I didn't see that. Stafford was 25-42, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 274. Most of those yards were in less meaningful times, in Pat Stafford time, as we would say. Kerryon had 14 touches, 51 yards, 3.6 yards carry, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble as well. Zenner got a carry for 1 yard, 12 yards, 1 carry, 12 yards. LeGarrette Blount got 6 touches for 4 yards. Galladay had a big catch towards the end of the game. And at the end of the day, it's the Lions are a joke. All right, the coaching staff is a joke. Defensively, they're a joke. They don't have any talent on the defensive side of the ball, and that was the same thing last year. But their scheme was better. These guys are more averse towards the Terrell Austin defense, and Matt Patricia ain't a defensive wizard as well as at all. Glover Quinn, his play dropped off. Even Tavon Wilson, somebody that was in the Patriots program before or scheme before, he's totally garbage this year. Nevin Lawson has always been garbage. Snacks Harrison is making some plays, and Deshaun Hand is making some plays. And Jerry Davis is seeming to get better, but the Lions need a total overhaul of talent defensively. And it's been like that since Ndamukong Suh left. Even when Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley and the boys was here, even going back to Sean Rogers, we never had the front end that worked with the back end. We've been searching for linebackers ever since Ernie Sims. So the Lions, Bob Quinn better show this season that he can actually evaluate talent and get it here on the defensive side. And offensively, obviously, you see Matthew Stafford play totally different when the game is out of reach. He is not the quarterback for this team right now. And when it's winning time, the game is in reach early on, he's just not a good quarterback. He getting outplayed by Trubisky. And people say Golden Tate is going. It didn't matter if Golden Tate was here. We was losing regardless. And you could put it on Scott Linehan. You could put it on Jim Bob Cooter, Joe Lombardi. Ultimately, 3 different coordinators same quarterback, same result. Stafford is seeming to stick out like a sore thumb. I don't like the way he plays in the beginning of the games. He don't heat up until the game is out of reach when he can pad his stats. You know, in my opinion, right now, I don't want to be in the heat of the moment, but it's time to move on for Matthew Stafford, and just blow this whole thing up and build it. My only problem with that is that, and people are not gonna like that. But only problem with that is I don't trust Bob Quinn completely to build it, but I trust him more than Martin Mayhew and obviously more than Matt Millen, because he has some really, really good draft picks here, but they don't have a quarterback they need to have. It's been 10 years we had a sample, and we had the full entree, dessert, brunch, breakfast of Matthew Stafford. And ultimately, he's the problem. I mean, he needs every offensive weapon, every perfect offensive lineman. He needs everything perfect to succeed in this offense. And that's not going to happen with this organization. The owners are not going to spend the money for it to be perfect. And they're not going to be perfect on the defensive side of the ball to help that out as well. So they need to find a better quarterback. And they're going to wait 5 or 6 years too late. You know, the fans are going to say it ain't Stafford, it ain't Stafford. They want to be in denial. So be it. You know, just don't count on the Lions going to the Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. Unless something drastically changed with this franchise. But, you know, you can put it on Jim Bob Cooter. We put it on Scott Linehan. We put it on Joe Lombardi. We put it on Jim Caldwell. At what point do people look at it and say, oh, it's Matthew Stafford. It's not all those gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And Matt Patricia, you know, it is what it is, man. You can make a case that he should be fired after 1 year. But obviously it takes time to implement a system. Two-gap defensive system up front he trying to run. But in my opinion, man, ain't nothing going to save this team right now with Matthew Stafford at the helm. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it real. Obviously, the Bears were the superior coach team. They were a superior talented team. Khalil Mack played today. Detroit native Allen Robinson played today. Mitchell Trubisky outplayed Matthew Stafford. And currently, in his second year, he's better than Matthew Stafford. And a lot of guys are better than Matthew Stafford. Patrick Mahomes in his first year is better than him. But, you know, people going to be blind in the city of Detroit and act like Stafford not the issue until it's 5 years too late. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Chicago Bears with a 34-22 win over the Lions. They kind of let their foot off the gas at the end and passed Stafford, revved up his Stafford patent magic abilities. But Motor City Sports Talk, appreciate everybody for listening. Continue to support the page. You probably didn't like what I said. Obviously, I don't care. You share the videos. You can subscribe if you choose to. Comment in the comment section. I definitely appreciate everybody for rolling through and supporting the page. You want to make a donation to the page, that link's in the description as well. You can do me one better by sharing the videos, tweeting them out, screen recording them, sharing your opinion, which probably not going to be too nice, but obviously, like I said, I don't care. I just speak the truth. I don't work for the Lions. They don't pay me as well. But shout out to Chicago. They held it down today. I definitely hate the Bears as much as I hate the Cowboys. And it's hurt today that we took this L. But on to the next one. Whoever we play next week, it is what it is. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.